Welcome to the show presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. What's on my agenda? What is on my agenda? Calling out MLB once again for hypocrisy. I know. You didn't think it was true. You didn't think it was possible, but it is the MLB that I speak of. It's Major League Baseball. It's definitely a sport that's true and dear to my heart. I really appreciate everything about the MLB except the hypocrisy. See something, say something. See something, say something. That's why I have to call it out, and that's what I'm gonna do. That is what I'm gonna do. That's what I will do. Stand up for what is true and right. Now, MLB, Major League Baseball, what are you doing now? Now, all of a sudden, cheating is a bad thing. I thought, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And what about, once again, I have to go here because it still makes no sense to me to this day. The unwritten rules. Can I have a personal conversation, a heart to heart with the person who written these rules? I can be the ghostwriter. I can be the one who take the pelts. I can be the one to rewrite the rule book. Rewrite these unwritten rules so they are written so everyone can understand and have a piece of the pie. Make that happen. And while you're making that happen, or while that is up for discussion, let me say this. Cheating. Now, all of a sudden, when the pitchers are using substances to get a grip on the balls that you change without telling a soul that they just figure it out because someone did they due diligence to figure out that the balls were different, the numbers are different, the stats are different outside of the margin error. But to equal things out, or to level the playing field, or to just do something completely different, hey, we got to put an end to this. What about that era that shall go unspoken? Everyone knew what was going on. Everyone knew what was happening. No one really and truly got punished until you got your hand caught in the cookie jar. Until you got your hand caught in the cookie jar. And that's when it came to be that probably shouldn't be doing this. They will find out. And that's the fans will find out. But you needed the fans to come back because of the lockout. So many fans said they were done and they were through with you. And we already know how you're doing on the fan level. Baseball. We already know how you are doing on the fan level. So really, did you turn a blind eye? Did you know what was happening and you just said no, nothing because it was benefiting you in the long run? And when it stopped benefiting you, or when you didn't need those players, that era and that thing anymore, you were so quick to just let them go and fend for themselves. And that's why I stand up for those peeps and people that's caught in, that's why I defend and stand up for those peeps, that were caught in that steroid era. Go ahead, put them all in the Hall of Fame. They did you a favor in making that argument or telling me that they're good people in the Hall of Fame. Oh, really? Do you really want to stick by that? Because I've already broken it down. I've already got a list upon list upon list of bad characters and bad people in the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame voters, hey, you know how I feel about you. I couldn't care less. And yes, I said it right, because I couldn't care less. Your vote means absolutely nothing to me. But we all know who deserve and who should be in the Hall of Fame. Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens. Shall I keep going on and on and on? Their alleged cheating is frowned upon and bad. But yet, you got other bad characters within said Hall of Fame that's done bad things on a human level. That's done bad things on a human level. All they did was just help you bring back some fans, help you to attempt to grow the sport, help you to continue to make money. But now it's like, we don't need you. You can go and fend for yourself, even though some of those players were already good before the alleged use. Some of those players were already good, and maybe they just needed to do what everyone else was doing just to keep their numbers up. And I'm not agreeing, I'm not condoning, but you've already shown and told me a long time ago that if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I mean, stealing signs is something that you learn at a very young age. And where did that come from? Who did it come from? Where was it passed down to? And who? I just didn't magically make it up. I haven't read the unwritten rule book in a long time. I think I forgot some of the rules. And if I would know some of the rules and some of the rules that are top of mind, I think they need to be rewritten, or I think they need to be written down, or just basically taken out. That's why I'm asking you to let me talk to these writers of these rules. I can be the ghost writer. I can be the ghost writer, and I'll write for free. I will write for free because baseball, you are my love. You are my heart. I heart you. I heart you. There's so many good and great and amazing emotions I have that's tied in with you. You complete me on a different level. So it hurts me. It truly hurts me to point out your hypocrisy. But I must do it. I must stay true to my principles, true to who I am, even though a part of me is dying inside, knowing the moves and the steps and the miscalculations that you are making and have made in the past and continue to make, because it starts from the top. It starts from the top. Being ran poorly starts from the top, and it just filtered it way down. And I'm not going to get to some of the clown owners who claiming to be poor. Another time, another day, so you can just skate on by for now. This is just me pointing out the hypocrisy. Angelic bird-like voice for the win. This is just me pointing out the hypocrisy of baseball, because cheating has been around a long time. There's been different versions of cheating, and some pitchers that shall go nameless, but you know who they are, will say that this isn't cheating. Being able to grip a ball, using things to grip a ball, isn't cheating. Okay, that ain't my argument. I'm not creating a straw man because it's true. Need the facts? Go ahead and check them, or I can present them for you. What about the using an abbreviated shift? Isn't that cheating? Isn't that cheating? Shouldn't a first baseman be where a first baseman should be? Shouldn't a second baseman play in the second baseman area? Shouldn't a shortstop be in the hole playing where a shortstop plays? And shouldn't third base be at least close to third base and not on second? I mean, if you really want to get technical about things, an abbreviated shift is cheating because you got players not playing in their correct and right position. They're just out there on the field doing what it do. Of course, some of the numbers present them the information to be set up where they need to be, because it's more likely than the ball will be hit to where they are, unless the batter drops a bunt, unless the batter outsmarts the system. It happens. Not a lot, but it happens. But isn't that cheating? Knowing the answers to the questions, having the answers to the questions available to you, isn't that a form of cheating? If you really want to define cheating and go down this cheating path and this cheating road with using substances to hold a ball. Baseball, you have been cheating and you've been cheaters for a very long time. Houston Astros, ring a bell? They wasn't the first, they wasn't the last, and it won't end with them. Players look to get an advantage in any way possible. They skirt the line. Is that a form of cheating? That's a serious question. But now, this punishment to pitchers, where was this same fervor when it came to hitters back in the day? Did it not fit what you were trying to get accomplished? Did it not fit what you were trying to do? Bring back fans? Have fans eager and amazed by home runs, by the long ball, by a competition between two players that were created for entertainment value, for a manufactured storyline? I got questions. We know the answer. I got questions though. Where is the same energy? Why wasn't the same energy kept? Unless this is your way of saying, going forward, moving forward, we will obey and follow all rules as they written, and the ones that aren't written, we will make sure to write them down so everyone can understand, and taking the fun out of the game or taking the personality from each individual players because they don't look like the majority of the people, we're going to leave that alone. Not everybody has to be the same. Everything doesn't have to be uniform. Now back to the numbers. Back to the numbers, back to using computers, back to using data to help cheat. Why isn't this same data used, or why aren't the same research used to help some of the players out making an educated decision when it comes to, you know where I'm going, science? So we can follow science. We can be cool and okay with science in physics, in math, in advanced stats when it comes to things on the field, motions, angles, acute angles, triangles. But when it comes to the human body, when it comes to vaccines, that's where we draw the line. That's where the science isn't science anymore, and it's a matter of opinion, and it's a matter of, I don't know, because I don't understand, and I'm not trying to understand. I'm just trying to point out that some science is good, even though it's the same science. Even though it's the same science. So, picking and choosing the science, picking and choosing who's right and who's wrong, picking and choosing who should be punished and who should not be punished. This is MLB. This is baseball. This is the dirty side. This is the side that nobody wants to talk about. This is the side that we have people caping for other people so the stories can get muffled and nobody can hear them. That's fine. That is okay. I still love you, baseball. I love you for all your flaws. I love you for when you're right. You make me smile. You make me happy. You make me think of the good times. And there was some good times. And there was some good times. Baseball. I can put it in words. I can put it in writing. But it deeply pains me. You become this way. It starts from the top. I knew at the top there were going to be issues. There were going to be problems. I want you to succeed. I want you to be around. I want you to be able to grow, not contract, not become an afterthought, not to become hockey. I want you to be relevant. I want you to be something that folks remember and they smile and like, yeah, that's something about baseball. It just makes me feel good inside. Baseball has now become a talking point. Baseball has now become a lightning rod that's to divide people. Baseball has become a lightning rod that divides people. Sure, I could be romanticizing the whole experience anyway, because I'm a romantic at heart. I told you that I love baseball. Then again, things have changed. It starts from the top. The communication, the lack of respect, the changing of the rules, the lack of agreement. I could go on and on and on, but the thing that irks me the most is the hypocrisy. Now, all of a sudden, it's bad. Things that were being okay and letting get away, unless this is the way forward. Possibly, maybe, am I jumping the gun? Should I be holding off? Should I be holding my opinion, my thoughts, my passion, and give it time? And give it time and see what happens and see how things go. I could. Where is the fun in that? Biting my tongue, holding my thoughts because new information being presented might change my opinion. I'm not going to rot on a hill and admit or fail to admit when I'm wrong. I don't operate that way. I don't operate that way, and I hope you in return will do the same. Go ahead and admit mistakes were made, and you're gonna do whatever it takes to correct them and make the game right. This whole big concern about the speed of the game and how long a game takes. I understand, I get it, but there are other things that you can do. There are other things within the game that could make it faster and not some arbitrary time refrains. You know, the amount of mountain visits, yeah, sure. But the intentional walk, that makes sense. Why throw those many balls when you can just point to the bag and say, hey, take your base? That's fine. That's okay. It makes sense. Why waste the time? Why waste the effort? Why waste the energy? Why waste the strength? I get that. But then there are other things you can do. Robot umps, more technology, robot umps, even dimensions of the field itself. Batter box increase, batter box decrease, change of the strike zone, lowering or upping the mount. There are different things you can do that can affect the game, that can change the game, that can make it a little bit faster, and that can take away the true outcome. You know, a strikeout, a walk, a home run, because that is so boring. The only exciting part of that is probably the home run. And the best thing about that, you got some that want to take the joy out of the home run. Hit the home run, put the bat down, don't sling it, don't toss it. Politely put the bat down, because you're going to hurt some feelings. There's some unwritten rules saying when you hit a home run, you got to put the bat down. And you got to run to first base as fast as possible. Run to second base as fast as possible. Run to third base as fast as possible. Run home as fast as possible. Don't touch the sky. Don't touch the plate. Don't point to the sky. Don't point to the plate. Don't do any of that. Don't make any kind of moves, because you might upset the other team. You're showing disrespect to the game. You're showing disrespect to the game. So instead of celebrating a home run, instead of bringing personality to the home run, instead of bringing something different, something new, everyone should be uniform and do the same thing, because doing something different and being outside of those parameters, you're disrespecting the game. Unwritten rules. Yeah. And if you happen to disrespect the game, the pitcher of the opposing team has the right, and yes, right is in air quotes, has the right to take an object, turn that object into a weapon, and use it to put fear in your heart, or use that weapon as a weapon to hit you. That's assault outside of the game. I just can't run around and have objects and hit people with objects that don't want to be hit because they did something I don't like. Make that make sense. They do something, real world, do something I don't like. I have an object in my hand, and I take that object, I either scare them with it, at best, at worst, hit them with it, because they did something I didn't like, that was a part of some code, that was a part of some unwritten rules that nobody has yet to see. But it's a gentleman's agreement. Who wrote these rules? I want to have a talk. Please. I'm begging you, and I'm asking for the third or fourth time. I want to meet him. Let me talk to him. They don't have to say who they are. I can protect the guilty in the game. I've been doing it for a long, long time. I can ghostwrite. I can do other things. I can rewrite. I can put it to writing. I can listen. I can do a lot of things. Just set up the meat. Just set up the meat, please. Just set up the meat, please. Because unwritten rules, assault, okay. Battery, okay. But joy, not okay. Fun, not okay. Personality, not okay. Bringing something different to the game, not okay. Technology, bad. Yeah. Baseball, I love you with all my heart. In a way, it's unconditional because I keep coming back, even with your history, even with all of your flaws. It reminds me of family. It is family. There's so many things within the game that I can grasp on and hold on to. Be like, this is why I love baseball. This is why it's my favorite sport. And I can look past so much. And that's why it pains me. That's why it pains me to see you this way. That's why it hurts deep down within my bones, my body, my soul to see you this way. Because I know you can be better. You can do better. You can strive for greatness. Because you can be so much. I don't think you could ever be number one. I'm not delusional. But you can be so much better than this. We deserve better. Think about that. I'm someone who cares. I'm someone who loves you. Think about if I didn't. Think about where would this conversation actually go if I didn't. If I had a vendetta against you and I wanted you to fulfill on all levels. That's not the case. That isn't the case. Do better. Be better. I know you can. But it starts at the top. It starts at the top. Leaders lead.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.